Witch's Hill.
So, who shot Lincoln?
Your mom.
What a bitch.
Yep.
She almost took out freedom. Ow. What?
He was killed when he was shot.
No.
No?
Actually, no, that's actually not true. He wasn't killed when he was shot. He died later that night in his bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you, I don't know, gunplay. What play did
Sounds
Lincoln
hot.
go see? Gunplay. What?
You graduating from butt play?
I graduated from butt play with a 4-finger average.
Yeah, you fisting that diploma?
We call that honors.
Oh.
The dean's list.
Oh God, the dean was furious.
How furious.
I
want to know all the details.
Well, I mean, every grade I got was a D.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Brooms.
it wasn't a joke. My asshole hurts.
Does it?
No,
It stopped after a long time.
I got a Band-Aid.
How would a Band-Aid help?
You don't know what mine looks like after that. Or before.
Band-Aids gross me out, and that is the most appalling image I have in
Yeah,
my
I gotta
head now.
poop it off. I just gotta push.
Oh no.
I hope it's not super strong because it'll split it in two.
And with that, welcome to Witch's Hill.
I'm Pat.
I am Tim, and we are joined in the studio today by the ever-stunning Dyan Jorgensen.
Hi.
I almost did a no-no.
You almost did a no-no. I would have slapped you.
Yeah, I have a pooping problem.
Apparently splitting Band-Aids.
You know, if you put a Band-Aid on your little star, sometimes you have to go supernova and get that thing off.
Anyway, so today, we're talking haunted houses. I almost said horror houses.
Horror, I mean, you're not wrong.
I guess.
You guess?
I guess.
I mean, if it wasn't horror, what would it be?
It would be...
Would it be Patrick Swayze's ghost and fucking ghost just, like, coming up behind you making, like, stuff, and you're like, oh, wow, this is nice. That was a really nice haunted house. I got ectoplasm on my spine, but we're good. You got mayo on your back.
So, we wanted to do some reviews this year for the haunted houses. I am super big on them. Have to go every year. But I think the biggest problem that everyone has is every single haunted house thinks they have the right to say, we are the scariest, number one rated haunted house.
We played, back when we had our fun little band that we were in, we played the opening to one of them, but we're... Okay, I guess we will say it. Fuck you.
It wasn't a good time.
I don't think it was the same everybody's talking about nowadays, though.
I know, because people talk about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, with the dome, and it's like this, and they're like, no.
Yeah, so I think what we played was some, like...
Early iteration of it?
No, I don't even think it was actually the real haunted house. It was like this knockoff type thing. Because, I mean, with how they were trying to sell it to us...
I mean, did you actually go through that haunted house?
No, it like, even from the outside, it's like, oh, I'm going to be touched.
It was...
I like haunted houses where you get touched.
I meant in bad touch.
Oh.
With Pat, there is no bad touch, though.
Well, I mean, I could say no.
But you don't.
But I could.
As long as
but
you
I
know
don't.
As long as you know you have the power.
Oh, hell yeah, I control all the power. I have the power! Oh, too hard.
So, what we did was we went to 3 different haunted houses, and me and Dyan, and we wanted to do like a good, honest review. You know, both of us, we love haunted houses, and so I guess I could speak for both of us when I say they don't really scare us.
Me a little bit more than you, but not by much.
Because I've talked about it in the past, and you're the same as me. We're judging it with our judging eyes.
When I do get scared by something, it's usually I'll look at it and go, oh, I can see why that's scary. That's awesome. And then I'll past it. Really?
He told me to make a puking sound next time I burped.
That sounded painful.
It was painful.
Oh, do you need a
My
tissue?
throat hurts.
It wasn't a puking sound, though.
I tried.
That sounds like you forced your burp.
I did force it, and then it just came. I'm sorry for everybody who had to hear that, but Tim told me to do it. It just took like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, as you were saying.
I don't know at this point.
Threw her off.
I'm gone now. Oh yeah, I get really excited when I see something and I go, oh my gosh, I can see why that's scary to somebody. And then I walk past it. But that to me is getting scared.
Okay. So we decided we're taking it upon ourselves. Tried to get through as many as we could, and I wanted to get it out as early into the haunt season as possible. So that way everyone, you could take our word for it and come check out some good ones or avoid some bad ones. So the first one that we went to was Evil Intentions. While we went out, we recorded a couple times, like, on the way to the haunted house, while we were there, and then immediately after we wanted to record to get just our immediate reaction. I will say, I apologize, because when we went out, this was the first time I was using a field recorder, and I kind of fucked it up.
Did you?
So the first section is going to cut off. I'm not really saying anything, I'm just kind of going on, but yeah, just bear with me on that. Okay, I guess never mind. Apparently I fucked up the recording that bad.
And we're back.
I'm still here, guys.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like I've been quiet.
So, yeah, upon looking actually at the file that we recorded, it all fucked up. I fucked it up.
He pressed the record button again.
Actually, that's legitimately what happened. And
really?
I was pissed.
Did you have your hand, like, just hovering over it and just kind of like, eh?
No, it's because, okay, I'm using GarageBand on my iPhone, and for some reason, the default setting is to only record 8 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
It took me a minute to figure that out. Unfortunately, it cost us that recording. So anyway.
Trial and error.
All right, so the first one we went to was Evil Intentions. It's located in Elgin, Illinois. It's in the back of this very industrial area. And it's actually kind of really creepy going up. Everything looks run down. I mean, I know they're businesses. Like, I had a friend that used to work there in one of the buildings. But it just looks very decrepit.
I wouldn't say decrepit. There's nothing going on. It's a factory area. So there's no cars, there's no people, there's barely any lighting. So the buildings were fine. It's not like they're falling apart.
I think of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I'm talking specifically the building that I was in. Cause that took up most of the block.
Well, I liked the whole drive up because you're like zigzagging through this factory area and have no idea where you're going until you finally see a spotlight. And like, that must be it.
Yeah. And it was pretty good. I will say, standing in line, I'm not going to really mention anything about the line specifically, but the actors that were going through the line, subpar.
Yeah.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, what would you rate them? Like 10 being like perfect movie acting worthy, and 0 being like, why aren't your parents holding your hand? You're not trick or treating right now.
4 or 5.
Ooh.
Well, they were all teenagers. They were probably inexperienced. They were trying to be funny instead of scary. And they all just kept repeating themselves because they didn't have much material to work with.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it got old after a while when you're like, eh. There was one girl who came around who had a really cool costume, and she just walked silently through the line, and that was it.
I wish she did more.
No, I'm glad she just did that.
Really?
I thought it was kind of cool.
Just like something very subtle, but like eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a ghost floating through the crowd.
Oh, yeah, she had like those long-ass fingers. She kept
Yeah.
poking the people in front of us.
She didn't say anything.
So the haunted house itself, there was a section where you got led into this. They split us up into small groups. Like, it was me, Diane, and our friend Brandon, and it was just us going through it, which I was really happy about that. I don't really like it if people are herded through.
Yeah.
Because that really takes away from the feel of it.
Get them through as fast as possible with as many of them as possible, and then all of a sudden you're in the middle of a group of 10 strangers, and you're like, why am I here? I hate my life.
Yes.
That sounds very, like, anti-submersive. Like, you're just like, oh, yeah, this is cool. We just walked through a horror museum or whatever. It's like, yeah, there's creepy stuff there, but it didn't scare me.
Exactly.
Ah.
But they did a good job with that. And there was one section that you walked into this room, and this woman's behind this cage, and she's just, like, specifically warning you to be careful. And it was like an elevator, and it just kept... it was like a room that just kept rocking and stuff like that, which I'm glad she warned us, because I could easily see how someone would break their nose.
She told us, hold on, the elevator's going down. People have been known to bust their faces before. And I can see why.
Immediately after, it just rocks forward. I think, did Brandon, like...
Yep, Brandon smashed his face a little bit.
Ow.
He wasn't bleeding, and he wasn't hurt, but he did face plant.
Yes.
A little.
Ouch.
Throughout the haunt, I would say there was decent actors.
Yeah.
Specifically acting, I guess the one that stands out the most was the doctor.
Yeah. But he took his time with you.
Yeah.
To, like, really creep you out.
Yeah, and he had this, like, mouth guard thing, and he just kept... He had these, like, fine, like, shears, the cutting ones, and just kind of, like, talking slowly and softly. He was talking about how my skin is so nice.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. It is working. I am fabulous. Feel it, my skin is soft.
I don't want to touch you.
Feel my head. It's soft.
Super soft.
I know, right? It's so great.
God, why is it so sticky?
But then, like, he got, like, right up to your neck, and he was just... I didn't even fully hear everything he was saying.
He was just saying that my eyes were pretty, and he wanted them. In a jar. And he had a knife to my neck, so I'm gonna take that as flattery.
But he really sold his character.
Yeah, he did a good job.
I think it probably wouldn't come off as good if it was if it was like super busy.
Okay.
Because people would just be rushed through.
Yeah.
Scenery, talking about that, there was a couple moments in there that I fucking loved. I don't think... Was the church before this the sewer, the maze?
Shit.
I don't remember what
I
was
need to remember
first.
things now. The church was near the end.
So, I guess before the church, and we'll get to that, the church was so cool. There was like this maze. I guess they built in walls, so they were like at an angle on every way.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, it was shaped like a coffin, by the way.
It was shaped like a coffin, but they had entire hallway sections you had to weave through built like that, so it honestly felt like you were walking through the sewers in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was so
yeah.
fucking cool. And there were sections that were literally pitch fucking black.
And it was very narrow, so you had to step like 1 foot immediately in front of the other.
Yeah.
And then kind of duck your head a little bit.
Oh,
And you
so,
didn't know which way to turn because it all looked like one straight hall, and then there's stuff branching off to the side.
so if you're like claustrophobic, you were pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
If you're claustrophobic, just never go to a haunted house.
Yeah.
Nothing good will come of that.
No. And they had forks, too. There was a section we came to a fork, and we're like, fuck, which way did we go? We actually went the wrong way.
We did, yeah.
But
we were told to turn around.
But it was really fucking fun. That part was really cool.
Well, you're talking about scenery. Like, are you talking about like just like the setup of everything, or just the overall like buildings in general that they were using?
I guess...
Atmosphere?
Yeah, the atmosphere, everything, I would say. And when it comes down to every little detail they put into the set.
Okay.
They did put a lot more detail than I would have expected, and they didn't rely too heavily on animatronics, which I kind of like.
I don't think there was really any.
No. There were a few areas where you weren't sure what... You're like, one of these things is a person. I don't know which one, but one of you is a person.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool, but none of the other stuff moved, because it wasn't
I'm always...
lame.
When we walk into those rooms, I am always, like, vividly staring at everything like, is that plastic or not?
Just which one of you is real?
I love it though when I'm tricked.
Did they use any of those like 3D projectors at all?
I don't think so.
They did have, and it wasn't a 3D projector, but there was a part where you walked past like some nuns in a pew, and I'm pretty sure one of those nuns had a beard, which was a little weird.
I I bet the actor was just like, you know what? I want to be a nun. Fuck it.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, I could definitely see you
Make
doing
a
that.
damn good nun.
Fuck yeah, I would.
So the nuns were inside this this satanic church, and I actually thought the haunted house was over because it gets to an area where it's going outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was actually outside or not,
And there was dirt underneath our feet.
but they could have just brought that in.
Why would they do that?
Effect.
That
I
would
mean,
be
they had
so-
fake
Trick
crickets. They had a full church built. It looked like an old wooden church. Imagine in Evil Dead, if instead of happening just at the shack, imagine they ran through the woods and found some decrepit church. That's what this looked like.
Oh, that's cool.
It was
Oh.
really fucking cool. There was a guy sitting right up at the top because you had to walk up some narrow stairs to get through the church.
Yeah.
And there was a guy standing up there, and I think he had like one of those giant beak faces, and it looked straight up out
Plague
of Silent
Doctor.
Hill.
Oh, Plague Doctor.
Plague Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second you walked into the church, you're met with just like 2 tables with these like sigils and dark looking runes all over, and there's just like bones and fucking gore everywhere. It was so cool. I actually took a little bit just to look around like, okay, this is badass. I would like that, and I would put that in my room, and this would be cool for the house.
I'm just gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this, and oh, thank you, I'm gonna take
You
this
guys walk out with a
too.
shopping cart, just like, how much?
I mean, that's how Halloween is every year for me. It's like, I don't think, oh, new Halloween decorations. I'm thinking, oh, new house decorations.
Yeah, pretty much.
You are such a creep.
24/7.
That's fucking great. Overall, I think those were the main points that I thought stood out. Anything else for you?
No. I'm sorry, I should have said more after that, but I'm trying to think of what else happened. I just left feeling really happy.
Yeah, we were all really charged and wanted to keep the vibe going.
So it wasn't so much that I got scared, but I really enjoyed it.
So, for those who are listening, who are kind of inquiring about like haunted houses, would you say that this would be a good starter haunted house for people, or would you say this is like intermediate, pro?
If you're gonna do it that way, I would say,
So we're thinking like hot sauces, mild, moderate,
Yeah.
medium,
Yeah.
hot, blazing.
What Scoville unit is this?
Moderate.
yeah, I would say
I'd
this is a
say-
moderate. I wouldn't say it's a starter because there was a lot of areas that done really well. But I wouldn't say it was like some of the best fucking like super creepy shit.
I would say this would be the haunted house that you go to at like 7 at night when you're preparing for the real haunted houses.
Okay.
But you should still go because I had a lot of fun.
It's like
Yeah.
your
It was-
pre-gaming haunted house.
And it was
Yeah.
decently long, too.
Okay.
I think it took us like maybe 45 minutes.
To get through the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, which is that's a good length.
Well, and we walk really fast. We discovered that because we
Yeah.
kept catching up to groups that were in front of us every fucking time.
Do you guys
my
remember
fault.
offhand how much Evil Intentions actually costs for like a ticket?
Was it $25 a person, I think? Well-
Something like that. We went on Groupon,
We did. There's a lot of
Okay.
them you can find Groupons for, surprisingly.
and you can get like the VIP tickets where you get the fast track through the line without, spending just as much as you would on 2 regular tickets at the booth.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Always go to Groupon.
Always
It
check
is
Groupon.
my life.
You heard it here, folks.
All in all, I gave this one a good 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It
So
was-
7 out of 10?
it was
Evil
a s-
Intentions?
Yeah, it was a solid fucking haunt.
No, right on.
The next one we went to was Hell's Gate.
Hell's
Huh.
Gate. Now, where's Hell's Gate at?
Hell's Gate is located in Lockport, Illinois. Now, the way that they had this one set up, you have to park at the Lockport Metro Station, and there's a shuttle bus that takes you to the forest.
Can we be honest and say it's a school bus?
It's a school bus, and it was a blast from the past.
Yes.
I did not realize how small those were until that night.
But we've gotten bigger.
A lot bigger.
Yeah.
Wider in my case.
So it's really close by. It's maybe like a 5-minute drive there, but it feels super secluded. You're going down this long, dirt, bumpy path, and there's just nothing but forest. And it pulls up to the center like pavilion where you buy your tickets, and there's the line. I will say, we went on a Thursday night, so the line was relatively short.
And we went pretty early, too. Can I backtrack for just a second? The whole path, like, driving through the forest, they had, like, little things stuck into the side to make it really creepy. So you're starting to get little hints of this vibe as you go through.
Oh, that's cool. Was it, like, things that were, like, hiding in the woods? Is that what it looked like, or...?
I looked over at one point, and there was, like, a decrepit cemetery. Another part, it looked like there was a rundown shack and, like, some creepy lights in it with some fog.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, there was some ambiance leading up to it. It was just kind of sporadically placed in there.
Yeah. Reminds me of, like, a Jason Voorhees movie or, like, something, you know, like, they go up to the cabin, the fucking fog walks out, and he walks out with a machete and a camp counselor's head.
It definitely gives you that vibe that you could see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, since I was saying that we went on a Thursday, I would highly recommend that this one you go to on, say, a Thursday or a Sunday night.
Or get VIP passes.
Or definitely get VIP passes for this. In the past, I actually was kind of turned off from this one just because I was told by someone that they had to wait like 6 hours in line for this.
Whoa.
Well, and this one's only been open for 3 years.
Yeah.
Damn, so it's got quite a draw then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it seems like they've been doing this for a very long time, and they know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Instead of just 3 years experience.
Now, the people in line at this one, very engaging, very awesome. There was this one chick who was dressed as a clown, and she had those long balloons, and she kept, like, handing them to you, and, like, saying...
Without
like,
blowing them up.
Yeah, without blowing them up, just handing her just a balloon. But all of them had holes in it, so he couldn't blow it up. It's like, you fucking bitch.
That's our excuse, anyway.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. And then there was this other kid walking through with one of those Madagascar roaches, like an actual one.
He's petting
those
it.
big ones?
Yeah, he's just sitting there petting it in his hand. I'm just like, okay.
That's kind of cool.
A little creeped out.
Had
Put that on air.
okay.
Thank you.
Looks like Tim's gonna get beeped.
Yeah, can you just beep that whole thing?
Yeah, actually, now that I know how to do the beep, I enjoy using it.
I can't believe you said that, Tim.
All right, Meat Hanky, you're not the only one that gets beeped.
Yay.
I haven't been beeped yet, have I?
No, but I think I might.
For what? I haven't done...
I'm just going to beep you at a random word.
Do it.
I will.
Just every 5th word. Even when it's the.
Beep.
So, yeah, okay, the people were very engaging. This one, they split us up into groups of 4, and it starts you off going through the woods and the cemetery. You have to walk up to the mansion to where the haunted house is. And look at you breaking shit.
Thank you for picking up the lettuce, by the way.
It's right there.
Yeah, God. I don't know why, but, like, warm leftover lettuce grosses me out.
It was on a sandal.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Sandal salad.
Toe salad.
Oh, God.
Ew. Would you like some extra jam with that?
Oh.
So, the woods. Getting back to the woods.
One last one. Toe jam vinaigrette. Go for it.
That just made me think of Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, the guy that, gave us the rules and everything, like, don't touch these people, they won't touch you, he was kind of cool. Like, he had a really awesome costume, and he was just kind of, like, talking shit to Tim about looking like Rob Zombie, and...
And then he called her not Sherry Moon.
Yeah,
Not Sherry
that
Moon.
was my name.
Yeah, he kept going like, all right, we're setting through almost Rob Zombie and not Sherry Moon. And I was just like, it was very entertaining. But they set us through in groups of 4, and we start walking through the woods. And the woods, honestly, was one of my most favorite points in this.
Why is that?
The way that it was set up, you know, they had a lot of fog machines. There was an area that they had super dense-ass fucking fog.
So you couldn't see anything. And the entire time I'm walking through it, I'm looking from side to side, like, I know there are people here, and I know they're going to jump out at me. And nothing jumped out at me. And that, more than anything, creeped me the fuck out.
That's awesome.
They brought you to that edge of tension and just left you there. It's so fucking commemorable.
So just like one giant cliffhanger.
Yeah. And there's one specific part that I fell in love with. There's this long path and one spotlight at the very end of it. And as we're walking up, me and Diana are in front of this group, and this girl crawls out of the darkness with this raggedy white dress and long black hair, very kind of The Ring-esque.
Okay.
The way she was crawling, at least, was kind of like that. And then she just sat there. But she got to the point to where you couldn't even make out her features. You just saw an outline. So, and she's
directly under the one light in the area.
And she just did not move. And so we're just stopped, and we're just like, okay, that's... Fuck yeah, you're doing a good job of creeping me out.
I think I actually turned to Tim, and I'm like, I don't want to go that way.
And I had to be like, nope, God, that's the only way. And the second we took a step, though, she charged us. Like, I don't know how she crawled that fast, but it was like how someone was crawling in The Grudge. Do you remember that scene? When that
Which scene?
the one I think where the kid was crawling down, or the mom was crawling down the stairs.
Honestly, I can't remember the original Grudge movie. All I remember is the I think it was Ju-on.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the original one from overseas.
But it was like she was super low to the ground and just, I don't know how she moved at that speed, but it was fucking actually terrifying.
That would be really fucking freaky to see.
She moved faster than I could have moved on just my feet.
And she charged right at us and ran between us.
I wonder if she's ever been kicked in the face.
I don't.
I really hope not.
I knocked out your
I think
demon.
this was their opening night.
It might have been.
That would have been really shitty. It was like, yeah, I crawled towards these people and now I'm in a hospital.
Blacked out and had a broken nose.
My nose is flush with my face.
She did such a good job. I fell in love with that. This is one of the first times that I've actually been fucking scared. I jumped out of my skin. Not just from being startled.
Well, that's good. A lot of, like, these haunted houses and haunted attractions, to me, all it is jump scares or chasing you with a fucking loud instrument or, like, a loud bang. It's like, oh, wow, you really shocked me, fucker. Like, congratulations. Do you really know what horror is?
Yeah. I mean...
Being startled is very different than being scared.
Oh, completely. That's why I think a lot of movies are lacking these days. But that's a whole other thing. But that's good to hear that this is not the cliched fucking like, ooh, that was spooky. Why'd you have an air horn?
And that was just the first part.
They did have a jump scare that I don't want to talk about because it's like the main entrance into the actual... When you get to the actual house, they divide you into another line before filtering each person in. And then they've got this, like, grand entryway. And you kind of get the story behind the haunted house and everything. And they, like, it was a little, yeah.
It was fucking
creepy. I was very taken off guard.
They did a good job with that. I'm just going to leave it at that as well. It was a wonderful first room of the actual haunted house.
You know what comes to my mind when you say stuff like that, like given the history about something?
Huh.
Vincent Price's House on Haunted Hill. Like, come stay here at this haunted house for a night and you win $10,000, or in the return, $1 million.
Yep. And they also had, now moving throughout the haunted house itself, the way that you moved through was all like secret bookcases and stuff like that.
I got so fucking excited. In the beginning, after they filter you into like the main, was it the main foyer or just before that?
There was a couple areas they split people up. We had to wait as we got to the end of the line to actually go into the mansion. We go into the first room, and then that's where they give you the history and what's behind it. Then you have to go through the fireplace.
Which is awesome.
You had to duck and go through the fireplace. And then you go into another room where they start actually putting you into the haunted house in groups of 4.
Through a hidden bookshelf.
Yes.
Can I stress this enough?
Do you get to open that
bookshelf? Hidden bookshelf.
You have
Fuck yeah.
and most of the entranceways were all hidden bookcases or false walls. There was multiple rooms we walk in, and you got the person that's in there that's trying to scare you, and we're just looking at them like, where do we go?
we're like up against the wall, pressing into things, like trying to find the way out.
It was so good. I loved it. So they used their scenery like the best I've ever seen.
That sounds like a Scooby-Doo nightmare.
Yes, absolutely. And there was one thing they added. they have the whole thing that there's a special room that they'll instruct you that you have to find a key. And if you find this key, your tickets are free.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to say this, though. As long as you go to this haunted house, if you are planning on going, as long as you expect to not find the key, you will enjoy the hell out of this. Because that's the one room that actually pissed me off.
Yeah?
Well,
They didn't really split us up. In that room, they brought at least 4 or 5 groups together.
Oh.
but they started it before the last group joined us. So by the time they actually walked into the room to find the key, the
Yeah.
timer was up. They also didn't tell you that there was a time. So he was like, okay, search for the key. And I didn't hear him the whole time he was telling us this was the key room. So all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, let's go look for the key. I'm like, oh, shit, already? Okay. So I'm kind of like feeling my way around, taking my time.
Yeah.
But you only had like 2 minutes.
Not even.
And that's, yeah.
So it was... I mean, we have a pretty good idea of where we think the key honestly was that makes the most sense.
Logically speaking, I know where it should be.
But we will keep that to ourselves.
Was it under the rock or
No.
under the floor mat?
I think we should tell people, because if they go, I want other people to find the key. I really want more people to find the key.
I don't want to make them mad, though.
They're gonna be like, you motherfuckers.
Do you think they're going to hear this?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, that would be awesome.
Maybe
but
someone... I mean, obviously you guys are giving them a very, very good rap. And me for being someone who really fucking hates haunted houses, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds fucking amazing.
It is worth it.
I have wanted you to come to haunted houses with me forever, and you never have, and it makes me sad.
I will lock myself down alone in a fucking asylum someplace, alone to do some type of fucking weird ass investigation someplace. But it's just, to me, it's like, no, even in the back part of my head, just like knowing that something's fake, it takes away everything from me, and all it is jump scares. So to me, it's just like, oh well.
You have to let yourself get wrapped up into it, though.
I can't.
You
That's
have to
the
look at
thing.
the scenery and go, oh, I can see why that's creepy.
No,
or I
I
understand
underst-
why people would get scared by this, and they did a good job.
I can understand that, but like just me
From your
just-
background, from being a horror filmmaker.
Yeah, I look at things like, I would buy that. I would use that to scare somebody, but to like go there and like to be scared, that's not where I go to be scared. I lock myself in a dark room, let my mind go fucking nuts, and come out screaming that there's a demon chasing me.
But you don't have to go into it thinking, I'm not going to get scared. You go into it thinking, I'm going to have fun. This is going to be entertaining.
And if anything,
True.
if you find it, like these good haunted houses, if you come with me, you could find maybe some good ideas from some of the things they're doing. Because that's the one thing I'm always looking at as well, is I look at the way people are acting and the certain things that really scared me, and I'm thinking, I like that. I want to remember that. I want to use this somehow. So, key room aside, though, I highly recommend this haunted house. For anyone who wants to go to a really good one, or if you go to haunted houses every year, put this on your yearly stop. It was so fantastic. I honestly gave this a solid 9.
And which one was this?
Hell's Gate
Hell's Gate. In Lockport?
in Lockport.
In Lockport. Damn, Hell's Gate.
We actually found a group on. We didn't get VIP passes because I mean we went on a Thursday. It's early in the season, and it was early in the night. So we were like, we're just gonna get regular tickets. $41 for the two of us. So $20.50 for each ticket. That's not bad.
And that was the
Yeah.
longest one we went to.
Yes.
How long was the entire thing from like beginning to end?
It's a little hard to say with that one because they do divide you up into another line, but the line then isn't long either. So,
And as well as entertaining.
Yeah, they kept us entertained. They had
Okay.
like a story going on up on the porch.
So longer than the first one, because the first one you guys said was like, what, an hour and a half? Somewhere on there?
No, I would
Right?
say the first one was like a good 45 minutes.
Oh.
I mean, this one, I guess, because they really put you in the space. Even though you're going to stand in line, the fact that you're parking and then getting on a bus and get shuttled to the place, it gives it a longer feel. They really give you a sense of you're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
They really go for theatrics.
Yes.
Good.
Theatrically, they did the best. So I would say it was maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours from the moment we left the metro station to the moment we got back.
Yeah. I think walking through the actual haunted house and the forest took probably about an hour.
Yeah, at least.
Okay.
This one,
Shit.
at the end, they also had a gift shop that they
Oh, I
had.
forgot about the gift shop.
They had so many cool things in this gift shop. It honestly felt like you were walking into Ghoulish Mortals.
Really?
They had a couple, you know that little skull plaque that you have with the red background?
Yeah.
They had that there.
No shit.
Yeah, and they had some really cool prints that we wanted to get. They had, of
dude.
course, all the fall scents.
Do you have
and
to go through the
candles.
haunted house to get to the gift shop?
I think so.
Bullshit.
It's worth it. This is one, Pat, if you're going to go to one, go to this one with me. It was
Was
so
this the one
good.
that you were trying to get me to go to last year, or
No, that one I still want you to come with because we're going on a special night.
Ooh,
Oh
I'm
shit,
so
that's
excited.
right. You're still doing that. You're doing that in November. Right?
November 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah,
I got to
okay.
look it up. My coworker's doing that, so I told him that we're going to meet him there.
Okay, sounds good.
Him and his wife. I can't wait.
You know, it'd be really cool if you could somehow get like a VIP thing to go in there, or like a press pass, and you have like just a little camera on you. And I'm not saying to the entire walkthrough, but just like we go through it, we pick 10 seconds to release and just show like just something that happened to you guys there, just like some really good thing. But at the same time, I don't know if any place would go for that because
I don't think they would let.
and like, but when I'm thinking
If it was a press thing, specifically.
that's what I'm saying. But if they did something that wasn't in their normal thing and they just made up for this one press thing, that would be really fucking cool. It would also be really cool if we had our own haunted house.
I would love to run a haunted house.
That would be really fun. I've had so many different ideas of how to like scare people, and oh man, that would be so cool.
Yeah, it would.
Who knows? Maybe we could one day take the actual like lore of everything and put it into a haunted house from everything that
That
we
would be
have of
fucking
Witch's
cool.
Hill and make it
my
submersive.
God, we could make Witch's Hill.
We could take people through the real story of everything that we've found out so far.
Oh God, you guys heard it here first. This is going to be years in the making. I really actually want to do
That
that.
would be amazing.
So-
Although we wouldn't take you to the actual place. But anyway, back on topic.
So the last one we went to, it was we wanted to go to one that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and this one is open actually year round. They do multiple seasons. They'll open up and do a special haunt. That we went to Basement of the Dead in Aurora, Illinois.
Oh, that's okay.
So yeah, most people know of this one,
Yeah, I've heard of this one for quite some time now.
but what did you rate the last one, Hell's Gate? Before I get to this,
Oh, I rated it a 9. I got legitimately scared twice, and I don't remember the last time that has happened at a haunted house before, ever.
yeah,
Actually,
So
Yeah.
both a 9.
yeah,
Damn.
that was awesome.
It was- and this is from people who eat going through haunted houses like it's fucking nothing.
They eat haunted houses like they're nothing?
Yeah, they're
Or
delicious. No, sometimes they're stale.
I've got blueberry.
So back to Basement of the Dead. This one, now we again found a Groupon for this, and we decided the VIP passes were not that much. So, and it's in a more populated area. A lot of people know of this one. So I was like, fuck it, let's get the VIP tickets. I am so glad we did.
I would not have gone if we did not.
Yeah,
So
I
many
would.
people.
The line was horrendous. It was
It was like snaking through an underground parking garage.
yeah,
Holy crap.
and it was for quite a while. Like we walked up and saw that, and it was like, what the fuck?
Damn, everybody's going there.
And I mean, our first impressions, we're walking up, and there's like club music playing.
A
Dubstep.
little off-putting.
And it was, I mean, yeah, they had some dubstep, and I know a couple other places use dubstep, but this was like club music. Like this is gonna show. This is gonna show my age so bad. But my first impression from walking up to that was, oh yeah, Zero Gravity existed.
Wow. Name drop. Wow.
That just showed my age so bad.
You
Shit.
want to go to Energy tonight? Pop in my collar.
And we saw over the heads of everyone there. So it was just like, oh, what did we get into?
There was also a troll on stilts who was twerking, and
Impressive.
I will never say no to a troll on stilts twerking.
I mean, because how many times can you say you've seen that?
Once.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've seen a guitarist twerking on stage,
That's uncomfortable.
No, it's not.
especially when you're looking at him right now.
Yeah, oh, damn right. No shame. No shame. Give me the heaviest riff and I'm twerking to it.
Yeah, and pissing off our lead guitarist.
Yeah.
It was so great.
My shins took a lot of beating for that.
And this one, since we bought the VIP passes, we were literally in, so quick. So, I cannot stress enough, if you are going to go to this one, just do yourself a favor, get the VIP pass. This was early in the season. This wasn't that late at night.
It was a Saturday night, and we went around 9.
Oh, it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a busy night, this is what you can expect.
Yeah. No, that was longer than almost any line I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was first week of the season.
And this was like Six Flags line.
Like a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And the haunted house itself wasn't actually too long. In all honesty, from the moment we left to the moment we got back, it was like an hour.
And that includes a 10-minute walk to get there and a 10-minute walk to get back.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And it was split up into 2 parts. So there was a short line for the second part. Now the first one, right when you walk in, I figured it was going to be like, okay, there's going to be some introduction. But like the second you walk through the door, you're in the haunted house.
And they did filter us in with 10 people.
Yeah. Fortunately, though, we were in the front, and we walk fast, so we got away from them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were pretty far ahead.
We were
At
actually
a certain
secluded.
point. We just kind of ran from them through the first room or 2, and then we're like, okay, cool, now we can enjoy this.
Yep. And I will say they use their space very well.
Yeah.
It really is really windy, very maze-like. It's almost like they used every square inch of this building as possible.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
Yes, they use their space very well, and I felt like they relied heavily on animatronics.
And loud noises.
Very bad on the loud noises. I'm going to give a warning right now. You might go deaf. You might get tinnitus.
There's a whole 10 minutes near the end where there is just nonstop, loud, horrible, shrill noises right in your eardrum, and I could feel my eardrums hurting.
Yeah.
I covered my ears and kept walking out and just, held on to the back of Tim's, jacket.
Was it, to that point where it feels like your, eardrums literally vibrating?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It was bad.
I felt like my ears were going to bleed. There's people hitting metal drums right next to you, and it's like, you know what? Stop it with the loud noises, please. Do more than that.
That, again, I think might show our age.
Yeah.
You fucking kids, and they're skateboards, they left them out, and I tripped, and my hip hurts, and oh, God.
You know what?
There was a part in the middle that they kind of did something like Evil Intentions, where it was pitch black, you couldn't see shit. So there I was just like, all right, just the loss of senses, this is kind of just a little chilling. So that was mostly it for the first one, the first half.
There was 2 parts in that first one that I want to give a shout out to the actors.
Okay.
There was this small little room where the floor tilted up towards the ceiling, and going up and down,
That was
it's
in the
like
second
snaking
part.
through a little...
That was in the second part. When we
No,
were.
was it?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought that was in the second
I can't
part.
say, because I was not there.
No, because I could hear her.
Okay.
That says that. So it's like snaking up and down, and there's holes going through the walls. And she kept coming up behind me and blowing air into my ear. And every time I turn around, she'd be fucking gone. I don't know where she would go. And she would come back up and do it to the other ear, and then be gone again. It wasn't until we were at the end that she crawled out under. I'm like, this bitch.
Fucking David Copperfield. Jesus.
She did a good job with that.
Yeah.
There was also one of those walkways where the circle is going around you, and
Super disorienting.
it's a skill of mine because I'm lame and I consider this a skill, walking across that without having to touch the sides. And I was so focused on doing it that this man comes charging at me, and I legitimately screamed and turned to Tim, and I'm like, oh my God, Tim, that was actually scary. That actually kind of got me. And then walked past the guy.
So they did have a couple good people there.
I wonder what was going through that dude's head.
But that was more the actors than it was anything else.
Yeah. Now the second half was they very different. They give you these 3D glasses and these purple flashlights, and the way that they painted this entire next area, and it was, again, like the first, they used every square inch. They really, really built up all the scenery, but everything that was painted was popping, so vividly popping out at you. Like, there was a section where you're walking in, and it looks like the ground's actually water, and there's boards, and I felt like we were stepping down into the water. Like, it was pretty fucking cool.
That's
Whoever
trippy.
did that paint job did an incredible job.
Yeah.
Like, you just want... there were eyeballs hanging from the ceiling, and I'm going around them like, Tim, did you see this one? Look, it's dripping blood! Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, and just having the flashlights, it gave you a really cool feel, because you're just like, oh my god, what's this, what's that?
Like a little investigative type thing.
Very.
It kind of reminded me
cool.
of Pokemon Snap.
Oh
my
Going
God.
around as Tracy, just click, click,
You only see what they let you.
I saw Charizard.
click.
But then, other than that, then it was just kind of over. It was really short. I didn't really like it at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I really
it-
liked the end one.
The end part, the end part definitely saved it. At least some of the points for this one, but
I would not pay $40 for it.
No.
No, it's 50. No, 60 because we got the VIP. I would not pay $60 for just that end part again.
yeah.
60 each?
No, for
Or-
the two.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Would you say that you didn't like it because it didn't scare you, or was it just like the overall feel of it was just it wasn't catered towards you, or?
I guess the best way to put it, that I know how to put it, is this felt like the high school haunted house. This felt like something, like I said, there's club music playing, and we sing over the heads of everyone there. So it's like, I felt like I'm hanging out with a bunch of teenagers.
Okay, so it almost sounds like this, like how you're saying it's geared towards those high schoolers, but maybe in a way that's a good thing, because
Yeah.
not everybody wants all those little kids running around screaming and like. I mean, obviously it's going to happen at a haunted house, but there are ones that are more geared towards like the horror fanatics
Yes.
or the connoisseur, like you.
Yes.
So, it'd be a little bit more beneficial to have it a little bit separated in a way. Just like if you go to a horror movie, you don't want all those like little babies sitting there screaming like, "Oh, it's just a movie. Why the fuck did you bring your kids here?"
I'm gonna smack those people every time.
Come on.
Get a babysitter. I'm sorry. If you can't find a babysitter, don't go out. Sorry.
Well,
you
I
have
mean,
a kid.
If you're trying to break your kid in a horror, that's one thing, but
Break
like,
him in
a
at home.
You
baby-
can't do it at home.
Yeah, you don't like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch fucking Saw for the first time. This is a true story, and then
You
they're
don't do it
screaming
with
the whole
those. You
time.
do it with like the Poltergeist.
I would do that and tell them it's a real movie. Like, yeah, this happened. This is the TV too. Go out buy an actual TV. Get that TV that you fucking tagged me in. I know we're getting a little off track, but the one that has like hands coming
I
up.
love that.
It's like, if you don't do your chores, I'm gonna release them.
My parents did that to me with this Zuni doll.
Wait, did they really have it? Like
No,
the
but
Trilogy
they-
of Terror thing?
No, but they showed it to me when I was young and told me they have one under their bed. I know. I was terrified of their room for fucking years.
You know what's
They
just as
probably
scary
did that
as
on
that?
purpose.
My-
What were you hiding under the bed?
My parents would always just tell me, like, if I saw something in the house, they'll just be like, oh, don't pay attention to it. But don't bring it up. Guys, that's creeping the fuck out of me. We don't talk about that, Pat. Guys, I'm 7.
I'd say this one was a good starter haunted house.
Okay, so, would you say that this would overshadow the first one as being, like, oh, let's go to this one, like the pre-gaming haunted house, or would you still keep the first one as the pre-gaming, and this would be like, if you're not, I guess, so much into horror, you go to that one?
If you have someone who's super fucking scared of every little thing, take them to this one. Sure, that'd be fine. And if you're older, though, just skip it, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I would say.
Okay.
Well, I thought the first one that we talked about, I left like smiling and in the mood for Halloween. This last one, I left like sticking my pinky in my ear and trying to hear well. So like to me, it wasn't a positive leaving exit.
Okay.
Eventually, I started remembering like the 3D part, and that was awesome. So.
All right. So the first one was a 7. the last one was a 9 for the both of you. Which one would you? What number would you give this one out of 10? Remember, 10 being fucking horror movie quality, like cinematic type shit, and then fucking number 1 is like, oh no, Puss in Boots, and he looked at me the wrong way. He's gonna get all furry and scratch me. Oh no.
I'd say a 4.
I would say a 4 as well.
Ooh. So like Puss in Boots giving you the little fangs.
It's more than Puss in Boots, but
Donkey. Sorry.
But I would definitely say if you're an enthusiast, skip over this one.
Okay.
Save yourself the money and the time and the hearing loss.
If you're not used to haunted houses and you don't really go to them often, so you kind of just want to see if you still like them, go to this one.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to terrify you out of going to others. And
It sounds like this one's kind of like surface water horror. And like I'm talking as like somebody who like is listening in right now, because I don't go to haunted houses. I've gone to them before. Not my thing. But would you say that this last one is almost like surface water horror, whereas the first one, the one that got a 7, is kind of like the kiddie pool? Like, oh yeah, it's up to my shins, and then you got that fucking 9 point. It's just like, holy fuck, dude, we watch 1,000 people die on the Titanic. I don't know the actual kill count of the Titanic. That will come up in a future episode, but worst shipwrecks ever. Anyway, but
I don't know. I wouldn't say that the first one was kiddie pool. I'd say the first one was like just about waist deep, maybe a little more.
like, ooh, this is nice.
Yeah. You're kind of chilling. You got a margarita in your hand, and you're just like,
It's got
or
a
a
little
beer.
foam floaty, and you're just like,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Cancun before. Okay, yeah.
Kind of chilling there at the waterside bar.
So it's
Swim
like
up
chilling in
bar.
Camp Crystal Lake before
I
you
want
feel
to
that
go
tickle
to
up
one.
underneath the water. You know, you're about to get pulled down, but you're like, that's cool.
yeah.
I know Jason's coming, but fuck him.
Or in the middle of an ocean in the storm.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I would say that the last one was more like you're going to the little kids section where they have the big fun house and water jets everywhere.
You dive into a ball pit, and there's just some creepy guy down there. He's like, you shouldn't come down here. And you get back up, and you're like, whoa, that was a little spooky, guys.
Wow.
So, nail on the head, right?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, disturbingly, yeah, that was nail on the head.
I don't go back to Chuck E. Cheese anymore.
I can see why.
I know.
Is that why you installed the kiddie pool?
Tim, I have dogs.
I have never seen a dog.
You're not allowed over anymore. You asked too many questions.
So, yeah, overall, out of the 3 that we went to, check out Hell's Gate.
Hell's Gate sounds pretty fucking intense.
I honestly, if I had a friend, if you wanted to go, I would go back.
Yeah?
I would go back if you were down to go, because it was a hell of a lot of fun.
I might consider it.
Oh, I will mention about the one in Lockport. We saw a guy bring his little daughter, like 4, would you say?
To Hell's Gate?
Yes.
I was surprised.
And she held up pretty well. Like, we caught up to them, and he had brought her back from, like, calming her down. So while we were in the next line, she's just sitting there going, I'm kind of scared. And that was it. She wasn't screaming or crying or...
Damn.
Just
Fucking...
keeping her composure.
Hell yeah, shout out to that little girl.
Yeah,
she was
whoever
a
you
badass.
are, you are a badass.
She did
Wow.
better than me.
So you guys planning on going to any more in the coming weeks?
Well, if I might have convinced you to go to Hell's Gate, we'll go to that again.
I'll go
I'm
back.
Considering it. That sounds
It was so
sounds pretty cool.
I mean, but I will say, since some of it's outside, you kind of got to plan ahead. I can't imagine it would be very fun if it was raining. I mean, that would kind of...
Yeah.
I wouldn't enjoy it as much. The fog wouldn't be as thick.
What if they changed it up a little bit? Like, what if they just like went with the weather? What if they made something like that? Because depending on how it is, and like they're going for it, and there's enough tickets. Personally, if I was running a haunted house, I would play with it and just be like, all right, we have enough people that still want to fucking come. We're using the rain to our advantage.
I mean, if they got a creative director for that, then it'd totally be possible.
And this one would be worth walking through the rain.
If anybody's
for.
listening
Yeah.
for a creative director, give me a shot.
The only other one that I really have plans to go for is Dungeon of Doom in Zion. I talk about this all the time. They have a special night. I think it's just Friday, or it's one of the days after Halloween. They have a blackout night. It's the closing weekend, and from what I've been told, they turn out the lights, hand you a glow stick, and push you through the haunted house. And this haunted house I go to every year because I think the first time I walked through it, walking through the haunted house took me an hour and a half.
Damn.
It was phenomenal. I love this place. I will always go back to it. And to have that extra level, I'm so excited. You know, I got my coworker. A little shout out to Brandon. He's supposed to be coming with me.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good. I can't wait.
You know, you guys got me thinking about if we were to make our own haunted house. I did think of something that would be immersive, fun, but also kind of a knockoff of something else. It's a video game, Outlast.
I've heard of that, but I've never actually played it.
Imagine you're like in a sane asylum. I know I'm not going to get all the facts here, so all the nerds listening in, just fucking bear with me. You're stuck in a psycho ward, and you're like running around, and there's like an evil doctor that's trying to fucking find you and shit. But I'm just thinking of the idea of being lost in like a sanatorium or wherever, having that entire place that you can run around with. Like you have your own set group, and it's private days. You fucking rent out that entire building for that entire day, but there's 1 or 2 people who are hired to be in there as the quote-unquote killer. And if you get fucking caught, you are literally dragged out of the building and quote-unquote killed. You get put into a tent with hot cocoa. I don't know. But we came for the punch and pie.
Oh, I do want to add one thing really quick. There was something else that I fucking loved about Hell's Gate. They have a special ticket. This ticket was pretty expensive, I'm not going to lie. I think it was about $90, maybe?
Damn.
Expensive. However, you get VIP, so you can skip the bunch of the line. And I think you get a couple extra souvenirs at the end. But you have to get this ticket a day in advance. And you pretty much have to sacrifice someone from your group. And you give them a bunch of information. I don't know what kind of information. This is all the website says. You give them a bunch of information about one specific person, and that specific person becomes the primary target when they walk through.
You want me to do that to you, don't you?
I want someone to do that to me because I want that to happen. That would make it so much scarier. But, like, because imagine if someone... Okay, imagine if we're going through a haunted house and they say something about, like, okay, we got into sigils. Imagine if they mentioned some the sigil like that or something like that. That would be fucking creepy.
Yeah, that would be a little...
What if they asked for like a picture of one of the sigils and they fucking incorporated it into something? Oh god, if they like took it to the visual thing, I would be freaked.
You know what I would do? Like, I'm not actually gonna do this because I'm telling you this right now, but I would see what you're up to a couple days, like leading up to those weeks, and I would just bring my camera with and just like find out where you are, and I'd start taking candid photos of you and then give it to them.
Oh, that'd be fucked up.
Like, dude, holy fuck, they've been following you for weeks.
Just random people walk up to me and just hand me a photo. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my god. Creative director Pat Powers right here.
Yeah, you see, I got some good ideas.
You got some good scary. I'm scared.
Next, we're gonna get some cream corn.
Okay, now you're taking it into a weird direction.
You can't see it, but I'm giving Tim a face.
It's creepy.
It is very... It's my normal face, Diane!
Statement stands.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. So, this was a fun hunt season. And it's still going.
It's early.
Get out there, guys. It's like we've given you at least a heads up on 3 of them in the area. There's a hell of a lot more. If you guys have any others that you find that are you love, throw it on our page. Start sharing it. Get the community going because I want to find some more ones.
Oh hell yeah! They go around, start rating, giving them all ratings and shit. As of now, we got 7, 9, and 4.
Yeah,
that sounds worse than I intended it to.
I'm excited to do this again next year.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm hoping to do a review of more of them. Honestly, and I'm gonna plan it out from right now. Next haunt season, I'm going to go to as many haunted houses as I can. I'll go to one every fucking night that they are open.
That would be intense.
That would be that would be a fun October.
Yeah, as you guys can tell, like this is our testing ground for haunted houses this season. This is our new little thing that Tim is spearing right now.
Because I love them. As soon as we got this podcast going, I was like, Pat, I want to do haunted houses. Give me haunted houses.
And I was just like, yes, you're doing them.
Yes.
I said I will do real paranormal houses. You can do the haunted houses.
Well,
the theatrics.
I'll go with you to the paranormal
Oh,
stuff.
no, I know you will. I'm just saying, like, what...
Which we still need to get to planning. We need to get back to planning on some of that.
I know.
I might be revealing too much, but oopsies.
Well, close your jacket, Tim.
Okay, sorry. Fine. I guess I won't share with the class.
Just share with just me. Oops, we're on air.
But
Badoo. Yes.
So, any other fun stuff going on? How about that? How about that short that you just put up?
Oh, yeah.
What is it called again?
I didn't have a real title for it, Tim.
Oh fuck!
You didn't give me enough time to think of one as you were questioning me.
No.
We have a video out that has no title as of this moment, but I'm sure it will be linked in the description. But remember, I'm a creative director. I have good ideas. I just can't name my shit.
I mean, that takes me back to us being in the band. I mean, how many... You'd go through our track listings of recordings, and it would be like German song.
German song in C tuning.
Oblivion tuning.
I literally had one that was called Dum 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 Dum. And, like, the way I had the M's in there, like, you just held it longer, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's The Fall. Or, oh, fuck, that's the German song. Or Desolation. I was like, oh.
Remember the Facebook song?
Oh, yeah.
I loved the Facebook song. That was so great.
Oh, yeah. I still want to use that for something, but as you can see, we have a lot of projects in the works. But, yeah, we have a video that we recorded the other day. Mainly because we have a crappy little camera that I bought for like $20, and it's like one of those found footage type of cameras.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that mixed in with a couple of the other creative things that we were doing. We decided to release a little video since it's the month of horrors and weird, creepy videos and shit, so why not make one of our own?
We are spooky.
We are super spooky.
Woo, woo. And I guess since I've already mentioned just music, I've wanted to say this for a while, and I think I'm going to say it right now. For people who know us on a personal level, we haven't stopped playing music.
Oh, hell no, we haven't.
We are still in the works of quite a few bit of things.
Yeah, to put it lightly.
So, we're trying to balance everything. Kind of hectic, Had a nervous breakdown at the beginning of the year.
Truth.
I am not lying.
Fuck, what are we doing?
But, everything's slowly coming together. I'm really happy with how some of the writings turned out.
Oh, yeah. Slowly trudging on forward, getting everything that we need to. Still editing things that have and should have been fucking done almost an entire year ago. But, because technology decides to hate us humans, we're not always on the up and up with that shit.
I guess the last update I want to say, next week, we find the final episode of the Destroying the Misconceptions segment.
Hell yeah, we finally get to talk a little bit more about that witchcraft stuff.
Ooh, ha ha ha.
Ah, yeah, spooky stuff. Remember, it's not all spooky, so don't be so fucking ignorant.
Expelliarmus!
You fucking ignorant twat.
What did the mic do right there? Right when you said that, the mic just like, woof.
Did it really?
It's fucking with my ears, man.
Expelliarmus.
Oh, God. So, everyone, have a great fucking horror-filled season.
Yeah, have a scary month.
I can't talk right now.
Try to be the sole survivor of this month because, all those fucking crazy people with knives and shit are out there.
and I'm officially calling all our fellow horror sluts out. I've wanted to say that on air for so many months. Horror sluts. I am a horror slut.
I'm a horror slut.
So I want to see all our other horror sluts this year after Halloween at Dungeon of Doom. Let's go to the blackout. Let's have a good fucking spooky time. Because I'm telling you, best haunted house in the area that I've been to. I mean, I haven't been to a lot, but this one has always been great.
You heard it, folks. You go into a dark room with Tim.
Be there or be square.
I did it, and I'm forever changed.
That's a different room, Pat.
Still a dark room.
Oh, good God. Okay, with that, I think it's time to bid you adieu.
Yes, we will see you later with other information regarding things and stuff. And remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and
Instagram,
Tumblr. On Instagram, you can actually follow. We don't have our official page up, but I have my host page up, and you can follow me at Let's Talk Horror.
# Meet Hanky.
Yeah, Meat Hanky's on there. He's actually Revenge of the Pizza Demon. So you can shout at his face, too, and ask him, why was he so naughty talking about aliens?
Oh, God, I had way too much fun with that.
Yes. There will be more horror stories coming out. I can't guarantee that they will be read the exact same way. I kind of went a little...
I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it.
I liked getting into that character. It doesn't fully sound like me until, like, I start breaking from that character, because I'll start reading something, be like, yes, and then he slowly went to the potty, and then everything came out his ass. What the fuck? Why'd I write this? You know, like, that you hear that fucking degrade, or just like, yeah, it's professional. What the fuck is going on? I panic, guy.
Oh, my stupid brain.
Oh, fuck, the ectoplasm went in my ear.
All right, well, until next time.
Stay spooky.
Woo!
Witch's Hill.